You're listening to the Street Smart Wealth Podcast, episode number 54. Welcome to Street Smart Wealth, delivering everything awesome on how to profit in your PJs at home with the best of offline and social media marketing strategies. I'm your host, Jackie Elmer, and each week I'll be sharing the solid, proven tips and training that I used to create a multi-million-dollar income from home, as well as exciting interviews with other top income earners to help you be successful in your home-based direct sales and network marketing business. If you don't have the Profit in Your PJs report, grab it over at profitinyourpjsnow.com. Well, hello and welcome to the Street Smart Wealth Podcast. I'm Jackie Elmer, and I am thrilled to be sharing a little bit of time with you here today, whether you're a first-time listener, and if so, welcome. Hopefully you'll find something of value here that you can use, share with your team, and will really help you move forward to grow the business, the network marketing, direct sales, online business that you dream about. And if you're a regular, of course, I always love having you come back, having you share your ideas, things that you've learned, and ask questions, and all of that great stuff. Well, today in this 54th episode of the Street Smart Wealth Podcast, I am hosting a call on social media sponsoring Q&A. And what I've actually done is I've taken the primary questions that I get from those people who sign up for my report, Profit in Your PJs, over at profitinyourpjsnow.com. There's a little box on there where it says, what's your number one challenge? And when people fill that in, I actually do go in and read those, and I tabulate those, and I keep track of them. And that's a lot of what I use for the podcast, for my blog posts, for videos and creating content and all that good stuff. So what I did for today's show is I've been compiling my most common social media sponsoring questions, and that's what we're going to be covering in today's call. Now, just to let you know a little bit about some upcoming episodes that I'll be doing, I've got 3 great interviews that are going to be coming up in the next few weeks. The first one, well, I don't have the particular order yet that they'll be in, but just to give you these 3, I'm going to be interviewing an immigrant who came to the United States when he was right about 20. He knew nothing about our culture, knew no English, he knew no one, and he managed to find his path here in America and rise to the top in a network marketing company. And his story is so motivating, and I can't wait to share it with you. I'm also going to be interviewing a party plan master who's going to share some social media marketing tips on how to create events, get bookings, and generate prospects this way. And then I'm also going to be interviewing a 7-figure annual income earner with a business that spans the globe, and she did this as a single mom. So those are just some things that you can look forward to in upcoming podcasts. So get ready and keep listening. And before we start today's show, let's have a word from our podcast sponsor. So today's Street Smart Wealth Podcast is brought to you by Pure Leverage Online Tools. The Pure Leverage Tool Suite offers you all of the tools needed to set up, market, and grow a successful online business. If you have a business, product, or service already that you want to promote online, that is great. Pure Leverage provides the tools to market any business, service, or product. Or maybe you're just getting started, you're looking around for that perfect thing to market online, you want to get started earning an income through the internet, and you want to know what to market. Well, again, you can use the Pure Leverage tools to market a Pure Leverage business as well, because think about it. Anybody who wants to take a business online of any type, they need these tools. They need the website and blog. They need the autoresponders. They need video, email, and web conferencing and all those things. And with Pure Leverage, you can earn 100% commissions on your sales. Yep, you heard it right, 100% commissions. You can learn more about the Pure Leverage Tool Suite at JackieElmer.com/PL and the number 3. That's PL and the number 3. And if you're interested in sponsoring a Street Smart Wealth podcast, you can do so. Just go to JackieElmer.com/ads. ADS, and learn more about sponsoring an upcoming podcast and getting your message out to thousands, and a link off my highly popular website. Thanks to today's sponsor. All right, so let's get into our social media marketing sponsoring question and answer session. What I want to start with first are the things that you need to know that are required to succeed online. It's really not that much, so if you're thinking that it's going to be, relax, it's not. You need to have a little bit of expertise and value to share with your audience. No, you don't have to be a huge expert, but you need to understand how to provide value and how to create your own level of expertise. I'm going to share that with you. You also need to have time and work ethic. You know, this is the most challenging part for most people. They get started, but they don't really put the work into it. They spend time reading emails, listening to webinars, and doing a lot of stuff like that, but they don't ever take action on what it is that they learn. So it's important that you have a work ethic. This is not the lottery, and it's not get rich quick. And really nothing is, except the lottery, and we all know what the odds of winning that are, right? And then you also need to be able to understand that you'll be postponing earnings for a little while you develop your business skills. You want to have a realistic idea and expectation of what it's going to take to make it and to make money. Think of doctors who invest about a decade before any real money begins to kick in, and they rack up usually quite a bit in student loans and debt and that type thing. And then finally, and this is possibly the most important, you need to have a willingness to figure things out on your own. Today with Google and YouTube, there's nothing that you can't learn if you get a little creative and you're willing to sit down and watch, study, learn, and then take action. So the bottom line to success online is to grow your audience, and I'm going to share with you how to do that. I'm going to share with you exactly how I've done it, how you can do it too. And then once you have an audience, you want to begin to earn from that audience, so we'll talk about how to do that as well. So listen up and learn how. We're going to cover, again, the most common questions that I'm asked, and those will be about getting started, your daily activities. A question I'm often asked is, does what I teach and the way that I market work for any program? The answer is yes, and I'll explain more later. We're going to talk about Facebook marketing specifically and how to pay attention and listen and reach out and contact people. We'll talk about distractions and time management, and then scheduling that time. So with that, let's get into it, and we'll start with getting started. And like anything, the first step to really get started successfully is to write down your goals. What is it that you're hoping to achieve through your online marketing effort? And then you want to begin to identify your target audience. The challenge that so many people make is that they don't really take the time to do this. They think that the whole world is their audience because we've been taught that so often in network marketing. And while the whole world can be, it operates a little differently online than offline because you want to go where your target audience is, because that's where the people are going to be hanging out that are open to what your message is. And then you want to sit down and you want to write out how you see it all flowing together. That's where people get overwhelmed. They think about their blog and their autoresponder and social media funnels and Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and tweet chats and all these different things, and they don't really have a concrete idea of how it's all going to work together. Well, the first thing I want to tell you is that the show notes and all the resources that I'm sharing with you, you can find over at JackieAlmer.com/054. So make sure you get over there and take a look at all the resources that I share and some freebies that are there, free downloads and that type thing. Okay, so what I did when I wrote out how I saw it all flowing together is that I learned to work it backwards. What I've determined that my most wanted response is that, of course, ultimately, I want to sponsor team partners into my network marketing business. I want to sign up customers into my network marketing and online business. Those are my primary goals. So to do this, now remember, I'm working this backwards. To do this, I have to introduce my business to them. Well, in order for this to happen, they have to typically have some kind of relationship with me. They have to be open to looking, and they have to know that I exist. So I have to have presented my opportunity, sold myself and my partnership, and answered their basic questions. Well, to get to that point, we need to have a dialogue. And I typically initiate that through my autoresponders, through my email campaigns that are designed to give them something of value and develop that know me, like me, trust me syndrome, which is so important on the internet. But then, of course, before that, how did we even connect to begin having that dialogue? Well, in most cases, they find me through one of my online marketing funnels, an advertising program, or my own efforts of marketing, warm market, web decals, business cards, a variety of different ways. Well, before I begin working with these prospects who come in, my system needs to be in place. So in essence, this is what my system consists of, and this is what you're going to be working toward as well. My personal website or blog, that's my hub of the universe. That's where all of my marketing funnels send people to find out more about me and my business information. Then, of course, I have my lead capture autoresponder. That's for list building. That's how I capture someone's name, their email address, and in some cases, phone, address, and other information. You'll have to determine what you're wanting to capture based on the business, the product, the opportunity that you're offering. Once I get them on my list, I can continue the relationship with them. See, your autoresponder, your list building feature, it'll likely consist of, a variety of different things. Things that you share with them that provide you as the expert in what you're educating on, as well as specific information about your business so that you can ultimately sponsor them in. Now, for me, I have several different lists. I have, and I didn't start with several different lists, but I certainly have my generic newsletter list, which you can learn more at profitinyourpjsnow.com, profitinyourpjsnow.com. And then I have business specific list where people have maybe gone through my generic information and now they're interested in working with me individually as their sponsor or their coach. And so now I can drip information about my business to them on a regular basis. Now, marketing funnels, of course, that's how they find me. Social media is a great way for that. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, different things like that. So in checklist order, here's what I did to get started, and here's how you're going to want to go about getting started too. First, I got my blog set up in working order, and it had thorough details on me, what I'm offering, along with website links to find out more about working with me, my business, and the company. Now, the blog needed to contain plenty of content and value for my visitor and not just be a big sales pitch. How many times have you landed on site after site and it's nothing but someone trying to sell you something from the very beginning? In most cases, that's a real turnoff, and so you want to focus on being different. If you work it right, and the time will come then when the visitor asks about you and your business, and that is just exactly what you want to happen. That's where you have your lead capture autoresponder forms. They need to be placed on the site. So if you go to JackieUlmer.com, you'll see off to the right, you'll see there on the sidebar of every page of my site, I have a place where people can opt in for my report, Profit in Your PJs. So this allows me to deliver immediate information to them, even if it's 2 in the morning, and I can provide value. So my goal, of course, was to get my initial autoresponder campaigns done. And then I could tweak things and change things, create a free giveaway, update that free giveaway, different things like that along the way. Once those things were done, then I was ready to get any marketing funnels that I'm using ready. And again, my marketing funnels are Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, those social media sites. And that can also be advertising and different things like that. But having them on my list gives me the ability to follow up. And ideally, what I like to do is take the high tech beyond to the high touch and make sure at some point I'm reaching out and offering a phone conversation or a Skype conversation with them so that we can really create that bond, create that relationship, and get to know each other on a much deeper level. So that is, a big part of it. Unfortunately, many people get bogged down in the process of setting up a viable internet system, and they quit before they get to the very best part. The best part, though, about setting up an online marketing system is that once it's done, for the most part, it is done. Now, again, over at the show notes, you'll find the resources. You can go to JackieUlmer.com /054. You can also go to JackieElmer.com/WP blog, as in WordPress blog. That's my free WordPress setup guide where you can learn more about getting a blog set up, either using the kind of the prefab system that's already in place with Pure Leverage, or if you want to, totally strike out on your own, you're more creative, a little more techy, you can, register for web hosting, you can install WordPress. It'll teach you how to do all those things, get your hosting, get your domain name, and be ready to go. All right, so now it's time for you to sit down and define your goals and your strategy around what that's going to be. You want to lay it all out on paper and then start putting it together. And again, as I said, the hardest part most often is just getting started. So get started, and then we're going to talk about daily activities. Now, it's kind of funny, under daily activities, people often ask me what my daily strategy is. And you know what? I'm really always happy to share it because there's no secret. But I will tell you, if you follow me over on Facebook, JackieElmer.com/FB, you will really get an idea of what my strategy is. You can follow me on Twitter @JackieElmer. And I'm Jackie Elmer over on LinkedIn too. And if you just kind of follow me, you'll see that there's no secret, and it's very simple to figure out just what it is that I do. And certainly if you're signed up on my newsletter over at JackieElmer.com, you're going to see what I do too with my blogging, emails, and that type thing. So what you're ready to do now is develop your own social networking strategy. And again, this starts with some goals and a realistic idea of the time that's available to you. So sit down and determine the amount of time that you have on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, and then write down some of those target goals around this time. Set your goals around making friends and contacts, creating conversations, engaging in conversation, blogging, and all those type things. Most of this can be done, your social networking can be done in 30 minutes to an hour a day. That really is it. 30 minutes to an hour a day is really all it takes to build a successful social media campaign. You want to learn the applications for most social sites so that you can connect your cell phone and make mobile updates as you're out and about. This can add a valuable amount of time to your efforts. These ideas are going to apply to Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and you'll also figure out how to fit these into Pinterest and Instagram as well. I mentioned finding friends. You want to find friends and followers who fit your target market. So make sure that part of the time that you have budgeted daily is spent on making direct friend requests and follower requests. Now be careful with Facebook. They're kind of particular. I wouldn't make more than 3 to 5 a day, and always send a message as to why you want to be friends with them. Mention that you're in the same city, or you have common interests, common friends, you enjoyed something that they shared in a forum, something. This will go a long way toward building a friendship, and it makes it less of a random request. Yeah, there are applications out there where you can get a lot of Twitter followers and different things like that. I've never messed around with any of that stuff, and the reason is because you really can't outsource relationships. Think of your marriage or your significant other. Could you outsource that to another person? No. And in many ways, the same is true about your business. It really, truly is. You also want to find groups and pages on Facebook and on LinkedIn that fit your target audience. You can learn more about this on in my Facebook ebook. You can go to JackieElmer.com/FB for Biz. FBFORBIZ. That's as in Facebook for Business. So you can go to the show notes too, JackieElmer.com/054, and find that link. But it's going to really teach you how to promote, engage, and connect. You're also going to learn how to create and contribute content. A big part of online marketing revolves around creating content. And content consists of articles and blog posts, posts and comments on other people's blogs, videos, content on groups and forums, status updates, things that you share, and all of that. Now keep in mind that content should always provide interest and value. It is not advertising. So here's an example of content. It might be an article on how to make your warm market list, how to contact people effectively, how to develop your business page on Facebook. These are just ideas of things that someone might be looking for help with online, and as they're looking, they might stumble upon you. And now this puts you in the role of being the consultant or the expert, and you can ultimately attract lots of people to you, some of whom will ultimately sponsor with you. I just signed up a gentleman in my business who was looking for residual income, and he found a post on my blog about residual income and explaining what it is, opted in, and boom, I signed him up in my business. So you never know what people are looking for out there, and when you're providing something of value, just simply explaining and clarifying for people what something is, you never know when you'll begin to sponsor some of those people into your business. Now here's a cool thing. Content, one piece of content can be used in multiple ways. So for instance, you can write an article on the topic of how to effectively notify your warm market list. I mentioned that. You can submit that to article sites, post it on your blog, create a Facebook, entry about it. You can add it to a group page, create a video on the same topic. You can then add that video to Facebook, YouTube, and other video sites, and you can certainly place that video on your blog. See how you can make content work for you online? One piece of content can be used in a lot of different ways. So have fun and just get it started, and research and check out and buy books on Facebook marketing, Twitter marketing, YouTube. Google and YouTube those keywords as well. It's a great way to learn. So my personal strategy with my website and my online campaign consists of this. Ultimately, I want to get them to my website. Then I want them signed up for my newsletter. Many times I'll send them a personal email based on what I see in there. I want to offer value and partnership continually through that email list. Sometimes I offer a 20-minute business assessment call for free. I want to build the relationship regardless of their interest in my business, because you just never know when the timing's going to change and be right for them to be perfect for your business. I want to educate them about network marketing. And so to do all this, I want to take steps daily online to promote my site. I'm going to answer email and phone calls. I want to be in action every single day, and I want to be prepared for those who come to me looking for a business. So that's an idea of what my strategy is. It's time for you to sit and write out what your strategy is going to be. Now, I'm going to quickly answer a question that I get asked quite a bit, and that is, does what I teach, especially in my MLM, the Internet and You ebook, or any of my social networking CDs, does what I teach work for any program, any business, any product or service? And the answer is yes, it does. In my 14 and a half years of marketing online, I've sponsored people and signed up customers online into a telecommunications company. It's no longer in business, but it worked for me at the time. A health and wellness business, candle and makeup company, greeting cards, and online marketing tools. I've never deviated from my main strategy that I'm sharing with you now, and that is just what I went through just a few minutes ago with what my strategy is to get them to my website, get them on my list, and get them ultimately asking me for more information. This is called relationship marketing first and foremost, so don't lose sight of that. Always lead with yourself first, the value that you offer, the expertise that you are developing and offer, and then your company and the products will follow up second, and it will come very naturally. You'll adapt and tweak little things to fit with what you offer and your primary goals, but otherwise, it will work for you if you will do the work. All right, so the next thing I'm asked a lot about is Facebook. Facebook is probably the number one sponsoring tool I have, although YouTube really does take a close second to that, very close second to that. And my podcast is actually creating a good bit of traffic now as well. But what you want to do, I like to call it form on Facebook. And if you go to my blog at JackieElmer.com or the show notes here at JackieElmer.com/054, I'll have a link in there about the blog post that I did called Form on Facebook. We know that FORM stands for family, occupation, recreation, and money. You want to pay attention on Facebook. What are people talking about? Where do they live that you want to grow a team? Don't be afraid to reach out via private message and contact and invite people. What you want to be careful of, though, is that you're not spamming them. Make sure you have a bit of a relationship developed first. Maybe send them a message and say, hey, you live in New York City, right? I have a question for you. So what you want to do is you want to let people know. I'm going to give you an example of what you can say in a Facebook message to let them know your business is expanding in their area and that you want to connect with them by phone. Now, perhaps you have a special referral rewards program that you offer, and I recommend that. I love to reward referrals to my business. Absolutely. People love to get stuff, and it creates an interest when they know that they can get something for free. While they may not be interested in what you're doing, they may know some other people. And if they refer people who sign up, be willing to give them free product or something that you offer. So here's an idea on how to contact people. Let's say you want to expand your business to New York City. I love New York City, and any reason to go there is a great reason for me. So going there for business and being able to write it off is great. So I'm going to go to Facebook and I'm going to type New York City into the Facebook search box. And it's usually going to show me my friends who are in New York City. I'm going to click on their page and I'm going to look it over. And let's say they recently posted something about how harsh this winter has been and how cold it is. Because, the East Coast has been hit by bitter cold and New York is no exception. So I might say something like, and this is in a private message, not on their wall or anything like that, a private message. Hey, Susan, how have you been? Look, I just saw your status update on the crazy cold weather and storms this year in New York, and it made me start thinking. Now, I know this kind of comes out of the blue, and I'm hoping that you'll help me. New York City is an area of important growth for my business with XYZ Company for a lot of different reasons. And I know it may or may not interest you, but either way, I would love to tell you a little bit about who I'm looking for in the hopes that you might know someone who would be a perfect fit for what I'm doing. I know an awful lot of people out there right now would love to create an income from home and not have to go out in that terrible weather. Would you please shoot me over your cell phone number? I'm hoping you'll help me out, and I would love to catch up with you if nothing else. 10 to 15 minutes is all I'll need, and I'm sure that's probably all you have time for right now as well, because I know we're all busy. Thanks, and I'll drop you another message later next week if I don't hear from you first. That's just an example to keep it conversational. You're talking about the weather. Could be something that they posted about their family. Maybe they posted something about their children and they work full time. You could switch that out from the weather to, I don't know if you've ever thought about, leaving the corporate place and working from home full time, but I would love to chat with you about that. Now, here is a big key with that. Don't ever send the link first. Seriously, do not send the link first. You want to create some curiosity, create an interest, and get them to come back to you. You can learn more about the form on Facebook and Facebook techniques in my Facebook for MLM Profits ebook, JackieElmer.com/FB4Biz, FBFORBIZ. You can just go to Jackie Elmer's training resources as well and find it there too. But you definitely want to learn how to use Facebook because it is powerful. Now, before we close out of today's show, I would be remiss if I didn't talk to you a little bit about distractions, time management, and your calendar. See, this is the biggest challenge that you're going to face. Everything you see out there sounds like the next big secret. That's why laying out your strategy on paper helps you so you know what you're focusing on today. If you're still building your blog and content, don't go over and get lost on Twitter. There's no point. Be disciplined. Really, I'm serious. Grab hold and take control. Please don't run up a huge debt buying every product or guru launch that comes down the email social media marketing chain. Yeah, there's some great products out there, and many are just a repeat, repackaged in a different way, but they basically say the same thing. You're going to be enticed by many bright, shiny objects as you go about learning and implementing an online business strategy. Here's the thing, don't buy another product until you've implemented something from the previous product that you bought. Develop your game plan. You need a blog or website first. Do you have this done? You need a way to capture leads through your autoresponder. Do you have this set up? You don't need to start learning how to do effective advertising or marketing until you have someplace solid to send them. So don't put the cart before the horse. I've said before, I've spent thousands of dollars on my online marketing education. But here's the thing, I took action on every single product that I purchased. I didn't just run up a lot of debt. I was very serious about my goals, my plans, and my intentions, and I took action on it. Remember this, the advertising for all the products you're looking at are written by experienced, professional copywriters. It's their job to make sure you feel compelled to buy. They want to create a fear of loss with you that if you don't buy immediately, it'll never be available to you again. That's crazy. I've always been able to go back and find anything that I wanted whenever I wanted. Okay? They want to make you feel like this is the next great secret or the holy grail. Here's the thing, there are no secrets, there are no shortcuts. It's up to you to be disciplined and to take action. Yeah, you're going to have times when you feel overwhelmed. All of us do. But learn to manage that. Take a break when you need to. But again, schedule that time in your calendar when you're working on specific things. And that brings me around to the calendar. Only you control your calendar, really. You want to schedule time for your social media marketing activities. We all have commitments, families, other people in our lives, and you have to learn to prioritize. Use a calendar and block pockets of time. 15 minutes will go a long way when you focus. It really does. You want to do social media in downtimes, while you're in line, killing time, during commercials, and so on. Lunch breaks for calling leads. 30 minutes after work in your car in the parking lot also go a long way. And then schedule a block of time each week to get a blog post done so that you have ongoing content to put out there. If you know people who are blogging every day, great, good for them. That may not fit for you right now, but once a week, all of us can find the time to do that. So get it in the calendar, get it scheduled, and get it done. So, there you have it. Answers to the questions I hear most frequently. Do you have a burning question for me? You can go to JackieAlmer.com/question, and you'll see off to the far right, you'll see an app that's kind of sideways, and it says, send me a voicemail. Now, I don't respond to these personally, but I do use them on the podcast, and I would love to have you state your name, your blog or website, and then ask me your question. I would love the chance to answer your question and give you a plug on my podcast that can drive people back to your blog or your website. Now, if you want to know more about social media and what I do, my ebook, MLM, the Internet, and You, is what I did to get started and what I still do today, and it's my number one tool. It's my most in-demand tool. You can go to MLMInternetandYou.com and learn more. Now, if you've liked today's podcast, please do me a favor, share it and tweet it. I'd love for you to go over to iTunes and rate and review me. Just type in Street Smart Wealth or Jackie Almer into iTunes, into Stitcher, wherever you listen, and help me out and give me a review and a rating. And in the meantime, get out there on social media. I want to see what you're up to. Come over to my Facebook page, JackieAlmer.com/FB, and start some conversation, ask some questions, and begin to get out there and exercise your social media muscles just a little bit. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next week. If you would like even more tips and training, I have a free gift for you over at profitinyourpjsnow.com. That's my nuts and bolts on how to be successful in your network marketing business. You can also get more at my blog, JackieAlmer.com, and be sure to connect with me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/StreetSmartWealth, and on Twitter @Jackie Almer. See you on the next show and have a fun, profitable week.